Hello, Taurus. Welcome back. I hope you're doing well. Let's do your weekly reading, shall we? It might be too dark for this deck. I need to turn on a light or something. Alright. How are we starting off the week? First week of the new year. Okay. So, it sort of seems like you're something like an instructor, a teacher. Like, kind of like you have a lot of people coming to you, sort of looking for advice on, like, the best way to do things. Kind of seems like you can up the speed, up the flow of what's happening around you. Example being like you're in a workplace and things are people aren't meeting their quota. People aren't working fast enough, selling fast enough, whatever the heck. Things aren't moving at the pace that they need to be moving at, and you're the person to go to solve that problem. Doesn't have to be work related, but take it how it resonates. Head itches. Psoriasis is flaring up. It's horrible. On the scalp, no less. Alright. Okay. So it kind of seems like I would try to I don't know if this is, let's say it is workplace related. I'd try to give your boss a heads up. Hey, my work's probably going to suffer a little bit because of all of this. Me needing to do all of these things because it looks like you have a lot that you need to be doing, and a lot of what's stopping you from helping these people, or at the very least, something that is posing a problem regarding you helping these people is, like, hey, I got my own stuff going on. I can't really be doing all these things for everybody. Unless you're fine with like my work suffering, sure. Heads up. All right. Looks like all that's coming at a pretty shitty time too, because for you, there seems to be more of a focus on your personal relationships. So, I mean, physically, you're being thrown into something that you really couldn't care less about right now. Mentally and off in the background and whatever else, these are your responsibilities that you got to take care of, but you've got things going on in your personal life with, I'm going to just use a partner as an example. It looks like there's sort of, it could be an ultimatum. It doesn't have to be. It feels more like sort of like a disagreement about decisions. Something like that's going on in the background in other areas of your life. So, all of this work nonsense is really coming at a bad time for you. I tell you, I got a I got a mug warmer, or like it keeps your mug hot basically for Christmas. I'm not really much of a holiday person, but look, give me presents with that much usefulness. I get that much use out of. Yeah, shoot. I'm all about the holidays suddenly. All right, what's going on in your past? So I don't really. So it looks kind of like all of what's happening in your personal life kind of came about on the part of the other person. Not saying like, oh, it's their fault. It doesn't have to be like a bad thing that came up. It could just be like a serious issue that needs to be addressed, or like a something serious that needs to be addressed. You know, I kind of get the feeling that it's it's sort of like you have all of these people in your professional life who need your assistance, who need your advice, who need your guidance, and then also at the same time in your personal life, here's this person or these people who also really could use your help because they have something going on that they can't deal with on their own, and who are they turning to? It's you. So you're just you're dealing with everybody's problems for them this week. And in the first half of the week, okay, so posing a bit of a problem for you as you're dealing with all of these things, as you're dealing with all of these people. It's kind of like their problems are all getting mishmashed together. So as you're helping, say, person C, in the back of your mind, you've also got person A and person B and like person D through F, and like your, I don't know, let's call him your spouse. You've got all of these people's problems going on in the back of your mind. So you're not, it's not that you're not fully invested into the problem of this person C. It's just all of these other people's problems are kind of bleeding in, even if you don't mean them to. So the help you're giving is kind of muddled. It's like person A needs some sugar and all the other people need some salt. You've only got one basket and you're trying to use or like one bucket, and you're trying to use the same bucket to deliver both salt and sugar. Not only can you not differentiate between the salt and the sugar, but even if you could, who the hell's going to sit there and spend the time needed to pick out each individual grain? Nah. So your help is getting mixed up essentially. And in the second half of the week, okay, second half of the week, it sort of seems like the problems aren't gone. The issues are still here. There's still things that need to be addressed, and you're still the problem solver. But you do kind of step into that role a lot more comfortably at this point, second half of the week. Sort of, it's kind of like you can categorize and compartmentalize each individual person, each problem, so that way they're not all getting mixed up as you bounce from one to the other. So for you, it's really just I the only reason you're really willing to go along with all of this is you just generally wanting things to run more smoothly. So you're probably pretty damn good at your job, I'm guessing, if everybody's coming to you for help, or you're good at your schoolwork if everybody's coming to you for help, or you're good at whatever the case. You're good at whatever it is you do. And when it's just you on your own doing the things that you need to do, things smooth sailing. But you've also got all of these other people around you whose efforts also intermingle with your own, and even if you don't really want them to, but they do. So by you helping them, by getting them to move more smoothly, be more efficient, it kind of translates into what you're doing. So like when everybody else is going or operating smoothly, you're operating smoothly. That's what's keeping you going right now. That was really hard to say. I don't know why. Yeah. So you know that even though that there's this delay right now, it's worth it in the end to go along with it, to deal with the issue, to fix all the problems, because in the end, it's if everybody's working at the same speed and with the same efficiency as you, things are smooth. Things are even better than they were before when it was you on your own with no problems. Oh, goodness gracious. We'll move on from that spot for a second. Okay. Okay. So as for your hopes or fears, it's kind of just you sort of being patient with these people, just sort of hoping that over time they're going to reach the same level that you're at. And as for the outcome, I do see that happening. And that kind of ends up being a double edged sword for you, where. Is that the right thing? Anyways, on the one hand, yeah, it's great because all the things are smooth sailing now, everything's going perfectly. On the other hand, now that they're operating at a much higher efficiency, it kind of takes away some of your responsibilities or some of your tasks or whatever. So you don't have as much to do as before, and now you're kind of just bored. All right. Sure, what do we need to be mindful of for Taurus, my fellow Earth signs? Goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Is that how it goes? I don't know. I never listened to that song. I've heard it somewhere. Casting spells? Sure. The words I speak and the stories I tell are like spells. What I say and believe I attract more of. So I shift my story from lack to abundance, from victim to empowered, and from complaint to gratitude. Now when I speak to others through my words, I'm casting beautiful spells. So I guess as you're guiding people these week, make sure to pay attention to how you're talking to them. Alright. Taurus, that was your reading for the first week of January. What's that, the 1st through the 7th? Yeah. Alright. I hope it resonated. If it didn't, don't worry, it's not part of your story. But if it did, I hope it helps you with the week ahead. That's all for now. God bless you. Jesus loves you. Peace be with you. Until next time.